Hey everyone, this is Kyle with firealarmsonline.com. Lately on our website and Facebook group, we've had a tremendous amount of requests for information on how to navigate the NICET website, how to apply for the test, where to send in your forms, and just a general overview of how the whole process works. I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by just getting the paperwork in, so they just kind of pass on the test. So to make it easier, I figured I would just make this quick video tutorial on how to get through the website and basically how to fill out those forms and send them in. So go to the internet, log into NICET.org. It's going to bring you here to this home page. As you can see, it's pretty cumbersome. There's a lot of links, a lot of information. The easiest way I found to get to where you need to go is just bypass all this stuff. Scroll down here towards the bottom. Under exam information right here, click on testing. This is going to open up the standard model CBT computer-based testing information here with the different links for the different tests that they offer. So I specialize in fire alarms and inspection and testing. There are NICET exams for other fields, but today we're going to work on the fire alarm systems and, like I said, inspection and testing of fire alarm systems. So let's click on fire alarm systems here, and what that does is once you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page that's tailored specific to that exam. It's going to give you an overview, kind of a scope of work of what it's about. Scroll down here. Application information. This is the entire application package you can download in PDF here, or you can do the individual sections of the application here. Test application, and then there's parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5, the major project, that's only for level 4. But go ahead and it's easier just to download this whole thing here, or if you want to do them separately, here you go. They've got the certification requirements and chart, application procedures, rescheduling form. You can take a practice test here. What this is you can go down here and find the practice test that you want to take. So if we're looking for fire alarm systems right here, practice, fire alarm systems level 1, level 2, 3, and 4. You can see they go for level 1's at 45. 2 is 50, 55, and 60. So they go up in $5 increments. I think each one has like 10 to 15 questions, and it kind of gives you just a general overview of how the exam works. So we will go back to this main overview page here for fire alarm systems. And below where it says take a practice test, this is the important thing that everyone always asks about. What's on the test? NICET's been kind enough to put this together. These are the content outlines. If you click on these, for each level, it's going to give you a breakdown of what to expect on the test. So for fire alarm system certification level 1, it's going to tell you that installation, and here's a little subfields on our installation, makes up about 45 to 54% of the exam. Maintenance, submittal preparation, and system layout. So level 1, not too complicated. Same things for level 2, 3, and 4. I'm not going to go, up here, levels 2, 3, and 4. I'm not going to get too in detail with them, as you can go ahead and get here and download these yourself and review them. Another important one here is the reference materials. Another question we get a lot, what can you bring in the test? What reference materials are allowed for each exam certification level? Again, click on the level you're going to be applying for. Level 1, selected general references. Right here, it talks about the books that are allowed. So NFPA 70, NEC 2014, and NFPA 72 2016 are the allowable references for this specific level of fire alarm systems. They also recommend Ugley's Electrical References 2014. And down here, in addition to these books that are allowed in the testing facility, these are additional books that they recommend you become familiar with and thumb through and understand. A big one for level 1, I'll tell you, is OSHA right here. Get familiar with this guy. Fire alarm signaling systems. This is a great book just to read in general, but again, I don't want to get too in detail, but this is where you can find the actual references and the notes as to what's allowed in the testing facility as far as tabbing, highlighters, writing, loose leaf pages, and all that. So we've covered the application. We've got an area we can take a practice test, the content outlines, reference materials. Down here is the pricing for the testing, levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the prices over here at $225, $290, $345, and $400. All the testing is done at Pearson VUE. That's where the computer-based testing is done at. And further down, we got what is the test like? Another question we get is how many questions are on each exam and how much time do you have to take it? It's all broken down right here. Level 1 exam, 83 questions, 110 minutes. And we'll just skip down. Level 4 exam is 116 questions, 290 minutes, including a 30-minute break. Lastly, on this page, calculators. If you're taking a test that requires you to do calculations, they have a calculator that is built into the computer-based test software. They give you a little preview here. If you click on this link, you can check it out. This is what it looks like. They want you to be comfortable when you get in there. So this is kind of, an overview of what the buttons do and how they work, just so you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be up against when you get in there, so there's no surprises. So all this information is readily available to you on the NICET.org website. It's just a matter of getting to it. So like I said, again, if you go back one more time, you're on the home screen, scroll to the bottom, and just simply click on testing, and it's going to take you to everything it's going to take you to the links where you can pick the test you're interested in. Real quick, we'll just go to inspection and testing of fire alarm systems. That's another hot one right now, at least with the people that I am in communication with. So same thing, scroll down, it's going to give you the application, which is the same as the application for fire alarm systems. And you got your content outlines for levels 1 and 2, reference materials level 1 and 2, pricing, what's the exam like as far as questions and time, calculator preview again, and that's about it. So I also wanted to real quick go over the application process. So once you download all those application files, I've got them over here in PDF, and I kind of just made a simple draft copy of kind of how to fill it out. Right here, we got the test application, we got the work history, the verifier data, the recommender information, and then the major project form. So those are all the different sections of the application for fire alarm systems. The recommender and major project is not going to be applicable to the inspection and testing of fire alarm systems, so don't worry about those two if you're taking that route. So real quick, again, I don't want to spend too much time and drag this on, but let's go through this. So we got your name. It's pretty obvious. Just make sure to fill out everything complete. Last name, first name, middle initial. A big one here is if you have taken the NICET exam before and you've passed, you're going to have a NICET ID number. Go ahead and check this box and put your number here. If you have never taken the NICET exam before and don't have an ID number, click here and fill this information out. Make sure not to miss anything. It says first-time applicants must provide one of the government ID numbers requested below. So you don't need to put a social security number, driver's license, and government issue ID or passport. Just do one of them. Let's see. Scroll down. You got your home address, your present employer, and their address. Present position title is obvious. Go ahead and fill that out with whatever position you have right now. I put service tech. This could be salesman, tester, lead, foreman, whatever it is, just fill that out. When receiving items by mail, this is important. Which address do you prefer? I always select home because in the event that you fill this application out and you no longer work for the employer that you have on this form, they're going to start sending everything to them, and it's just going to be a headache. So have it sent to your home, and then chances are you're not going to have any issues getting that information. Contact information, phone numbers, email addresses. I just put a business email address here, but go ahead and put home. Again, same thing. If you want them to contact you about NICET business, if you say yes to email, they're going to ask you business or home. I checked home here, but put a business email address, but make sure you put both email addresses here and then check the box of how you want to be informed there. Sign and date. Scroll down. This is the important one. Make sure you fill in this top section here with your name. Don't forget that. NICET ID number. If you have one, put it here. If not, just put NA, not applicable. Now, the part that a lot of people get confused on here is how to apply for the test that you want to take. Right here under fire alarm systems, you got your level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and your pricing as we talked about earlier. You're going to check the box for the test you want to take. In this example, I just checked them all. And then right here where they ask for this window ID, if you come over here, there are, I highlighted the ones we use, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There are these 3-month windows that you can apply for to take the test. This is to give yourself some time to prepare, You know, if you are applying for the test in April and you want to take it in June, July, August, you'd put 6. Important to note here that this 3-month testing window not to be more than 6 months from the postmark date on the application. So when you mail it in, make sure you're not picking a window here that is more than 6 months out from the postmark date of your application. That's important. You can apply online. If you go to NICET.org and you log in, create an account, you can do everything online and pay with a credit card, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, print all this stuff out and mail everything in. Don't forget, here's some section here I highlighted. Don't forget to do all this. That's for NICET's official use only. So next part of the application is going to be part 1, the work history. Scroll down, page 2. Fill out your name, NICET ID number, NA if it's not applicable. Put your employer, city and state, name of your supervisor, your position again. This might change depending on what you do. Dates of the position held, if you're full-time, part-time, or seasonal, and then this information below if it's applicable to what you checked up here. And then down here, they have all these subfields. So if you're doing the fire alarm test or the inspection and testing of fire alarm systems, these are the 2 main ones you're gonna be messing with right here. If you're taking the fire alarm systems test, for example, like level 1 or 2, you're going to want to put the percentage of the time that you have allocated in your career to those sections. So if you read here, fire alarm system specific activities including project management, system layout, equipment selection, installation, troubleshooting, and servicing, and technical sales. I said for this example, we spent 80% of our career doing that and 20% doing testing, inspecting of fire alarm systems. I put a note here to remember these letters here because you're going to need it on the next page of the application. If you scroll down, make sure you sign date, and then you have to have a verifier sign this as well. We'll get into the up here the verifier data form later, but make sure your verifier signs this form before you submit it in. Oh, and it's important to note too that you have to make sure that these percentages add up to 100%. Hence 80 and 20, you got your 100%. In some cases, depending on what you're doing, you might have 80 and 5 and whatever, but just make sure it adds up to 100% before you get down to the bottom. The next page, same thing. Always don't forget your name and NICET ID number if applicable at the top. And then down here is where you're going to fill in your detailed technical work performed. This is why I said remember those letters up above. So FA was what we put 80% for. That's fire alarm systems. And ITF is inspection and testing of fire alarm systems. So put the code in the box here that you're going to fill the information in for your detailed technical work performed for that specific subfield. Simply, I just wrote, write a description here about your technical work performed under the fire alarm system subfield or technical area. In this example, we claimed, spelled that wrong, we allocated 80% of our time in this area. Same thing down here. Go ahead and do the same thing here for the 20% of time you allocated to fire alarm systems inspection and testing. Now, it's important to note too, same thing here, sign date and have your verifier sign it. It says right here, sections 1, 2, and 3 must be filled out for each position held. So if you remember at the top, we put down service tech. So if there was different positions that you had have held in this industry, where was that? Right here, service tech. So if you have service tech and you did 80-20 here, you need to fill out sections 1, 2, and 3 for that. And then in your other part of your career, let's say you did sales or you were a installation foreman, you're going to have to fill this out separately for each one of those positions that you held, and then put the applicable percentage of time allocated to each of these subfields in there, and then fill out the detailed work performed for each of those different positions held. That's an important one. A lot of people forget to do. They might put somewhere else that they had 3 different positions, but they failed to submit the 3 separate work experience application forms here for their complete application. Again, don't forget to have your verifier sign all the pages. That pretty much sums up the work history. The verifier data, this is what we talked about earlier where the verifier needed to sign the last application form we just went over. Fill out the candidate information at the top, their NICET number if it's applicable. And then this form right here is to be completed by the verifier only. This is not the candidate. This is whoever is going to be verifying that you are able to take this test. So for the example, we got Andy Doe here. He's a sales manager at the same company you work for. Professional licenses and certifications. Make sure that the verifier lists all their valid licenses and certifications. This could be if they have NICET, their C10, or whatever electrical license they have, or any other business licenses they have in the position they hold. Again, they're going to fill out their observation of the candidate occurred during what employment? Current employer or previous employer. If it's previous, write the name of that company there. Observation of the candidate occurred as part of my role as a candidate's direct supervisor or an indirect supervisor or an engineer on one of the candidate's projects. Down here, I put all may not apply, but make sure you check here. All of these are applicable to your observation of the candidate. Fill in the dates here of what time period you did observe the candidate's work. And sign, date, and put your initials here. You're going to need to put your initials there as the next page down. Again, don't forget the top. Right here, depending on what level the candidate is taking, level 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're going to have to verify with your initials in each of these sections here that the candidate is ready to take these different sections of the exam. If they're taking level 1, just complete this. Level 1 and 2, complete both level 1 and 2. Obviously, make sure you sign and date each section below that's applicable to what you are verifying for. So that goes down for levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And at the bottom, let's see, make sure we didn't forget anything. It just ends with level 4, verifier signature and date if applicable. So once that's done, you're going to go to the recommendation form. Now the recommender is got to be a separate person from the verifier. It can't be the same person. So again, fill out the candidate's information here at the top. And then this is going to be the recommender's personal information. So again, completed by the recommender. So we've got Steve Doe. Fill in all the obvious information here. My highest degree is in blank from these dates. I am registered and licensed, blah, blah, blah. Fill that all in. And describe your technical background. This is for the recommender to fill in. This is not the technical background of the candidate. This is of the recommender. Scroll down, recommender's relationship with the candidate. You can put unfamiliar, which isn't going to help you. Somewhat familiar probably isn't going to help. Reasonably familiar and very familiar are probably the two that you're going to want from a recommender. I don't know why they would have someone recommending you if they're not familiar with your work. So check one of these boxes here that's applicable. Length of time that you've known the candidate, nature of your relationship with the candidate, and describe your professional relationship with the applicant here. Scroll down, kind of similar to the verifier, you are going to complete this as a recommender and you are going to check the applicable boxes here stating never, sometimes, mostly, always, and don't know for each one of these subfields here. So go ahead and, like I said here, recommender to complete as applicable. This might not always be the case for always all the way down. Additional comments or observations of the candidate's capabilities, responsibilities, and achievements. Go ahead and fill that out. Name, signed by the recommender, and date. Once all that's complete, you can go ahead and package it up with your payment and mail it over to NICET, or like I said, do it online. If you're going to mail it, it's again here on the main application form. We didn't really spend too much time or talk about the major project. This is only for level 4, and it's basically a write-up of a project that you handled. I'm not going to go too in detail about it. You can download this and read it. But again, this is for NICET level 4 and fire alarm systems only. Real quick, if you are doing the inspection and testing of fire alarm systems, it's going to be the same exact thing we just went over. You don't need a recommender and you don't need the major project, obviously. But instead of filling out everything here, you're just obviously going to pick the level of the test you want to take up here for inspection and testing of fire alarm systems. Check the box. Fill in your window ID number here, package everything up, and mail it out. So I hope that clears everything up and makes it easier for people to navigate this website and get what they need out of it. If you have any additional questions, feel free to email us at info@firealarmsonline.com, and make sure to join our Facebook group titled NICET for Fire Alarms Online. All right, thanks for tuning in.